How you guys liking it so far? Thought we'd take a break here in the middle so I can explain a little bit of what I'm doing. It is hard to talk out there with the wind, and I could do a voiceover, but unfortunately I cannot find a quiet spot right now inside the house to do a good voiceover for you. So we're gonna do it this way. You guys can look at my cluttered shop just like my cluttered yard. So anyhow, putting that bent together, it's actually only a half a bent. I stand them up half a bent at a time. I'm worried, I don't put them totally together on the ground because I worry about breaking my scarf joints. They are designed, the way I did them, they're designed for a tension load. They're not designed for a shear load. So this would be a tension load. This would be a shear load. They're not designed for this, they're designed for that. Alright. So, anyhow, got that put together. I've got it pegged. You can see where I had to make some adjustments on the 110 in there. Other than that, it went together pretty well. I am doing this alone. If you guys see that, I've been totally solo on this project, and it's one reason it's taking so long. But you know what? It's not bothering me. It's taking a long time. I am enjoying the process of doing this so much that I'm not sick of it at all. I really enjoy it. So, which brings me to the other topic a little bit, and it's a little bit off topic for this video. Maybe bears explaining. So I don't want. So this is my first timber frame. Period. I've never done this before. I'm learning as I go, flying by the seat of my pants. I do have quite a bit of experience building things, building houses, pole barns, things like that. So I do have a basic understanding of some of the engineering principles and structural integrity, things like that. But again, I'm going by references, certain load calculators I found. I'm also going with basic principles. I'm not doing anything extravagant in this frame because my knowledge level is not there yet to get really fancy. This is a big frame. This is probably a lot bigger than I should have tackled for my first project, but you go big or you go home. That's just the way I do things. Well, kind of. But the joints are simple. They're standard rules. Everything is oversized so that I know I'm good with my loads. My tenons and mortises are a little bit bigger than, but they're actually still going by the rules of thumb. And some of the previous videos, if you're just joining us now, I do talk extensively about design considerations and things like that. But a lot of it is common sense if you have any good building skills to begin with. So that brings us to the next part of the video. So I'm putting this thing up alone. Again, how many times have I said that? Probably 200 times. I don't think you guys need to keep beating. I'm just so good, Something like that. Or dumber in a box of rocks. We'll figure it out down the road. We'll see what happens in the first good windstorm when this thing's up. But anyhow, I guess what I'm trying to say, when you guys see me doing things, do your own research on them. Don't do something based on how I'm telling you to do it. I'm showing you what I'm doing, what's working for me, and my experience with it. In case any of you folks ever want to build one of your own, you'll have been able to see somebody who was a novice at it go through the process and accomplish it. And that's kind of what's important. That's what I'd like to show. Now when it comes down to some of your woodworking, if it's HVAC stuff, if it's electrical stuff, okay, there I could tell you this is how you do it and this is how you do it right. The other things I do, I'm learning, guys. When I go to the woods and I drop trees or I'm cutting wood out here, I'm self-taught on just about everything I do. And there's going to be things that I do that do not look right, and believe me, I have been reminded. Every time I fire up a chainsaw and do a video on it, I am reminded of what I'm doing wrong. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not an arrogant person. If I'm not doing something properly, I do not mind being told. Now, I do have a tendency to sit there and defend myself, even when I'm wrong sometimes, but that's human nature. When you guys leave comments like that, hey, have you thought about doing it this way, or maybe that's not the safest, I do listen. I really do. The ones I don't really like, and I won't get into it to here, but I've had some pretty nasty ones, and which, unfortunately, when you're putting videos up, you know what, you're opening yourself up to that. And the worst part about it is when they're right, and yet they're saying it in such a manner that nobody's going to listen. You know, you get so much farther in life not being combative with people. If you have an opposing point of view, nobody gets ahead, nobody convinces somebody else through sheer argument, sheer brute force. Doesn't work that way. You know, helpful suggestions, polite suggestions, that works. That's what works with me. So, without further ado, I will quit rambling. You guys would probably like to see this thing go up here before the end of time. So, here we go. We are going to stand this piece up with the tractor.